All right, so we obviously had, me getting the highest voted question. It's a hot topic. I really feel like I nailed the question. So yeah, basically, I asked, we've seen how it become like a large issue. There's a bunch of beta cucks in the community that would rather ban new maps or reworked maps instead of actually giving them a chance. I think it's kind of sad because usually like people hate on new maps until competitive play plays them. Same thing happened with Chalet when it got reworked too, right? And now it's like being played quite a lot because it's in comp now. But before that, people hated on it. Zoom in. Yeah, I can do that. But yeah. And yeah, they responded that they're doing some sort of like change to the map ban system, which is nice. I'm excited for this. And hopefully they have some sort of like immunity to new maps. At least for a few weeks or something. So it like has a chance of getting played. That would be good. That would be good. I hope that happens. So yeah, they also talked about how like Emerald Plains started off as a Bartlett rework, but it essentially developed into actually just becoming a completely new map. So they decided to not make it a Bartlett rework at all. Which is really interesting, because like obviously there were people who said that, oh, like, they really get the Bartlett vibes on the map. And then obviously like you can see that it's like, while it has like one thing that is like somewhat similar, it is a completely new map and it plays completely different. So I think it's kind of funny how everyone was kind of right? Like, I think the people who said that it is a completely new map were correct, but also like the people who said that it was, a Bartlett rework were also not wrong. Right? So they will keep the map ban pool. They're doing some changes to it, but I think the map pool is going to stay the same because at the end of the day, Siege is more fun for the majority of players.
Just you and me.
When there are more maps in the game. Like, I don't give a shit about what the like weeb profile picture like only cares about KD Andy's like think. The game's more fun when it has more content. I don't give a shit what they think. They're wrong. Simply put, they're wrong. Right? I'd rather have all maps in ranked than not, because more people will enjoy the game then.
You have an audience of one.
Sologenic,
That's an improvement.
thank you for the host. Ice Sneezy, thank you so much for the prime sub. Welcome to the BikiniBodhis. I appreciate the sub. NDR, thank you for the 8 months resub. Pugpod, thank you for the 15 months resub. Bonky the Bat with the 20 months resub. Prisma with the 18 months resub. Thank you guys very much for the resubs. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. You want to get back into this game so bad? You should try it right now. This season has been really good, Papa Thick. Nice name. It's genuinely been a really good season. I mean, Papa Thick, don't worry. Like, your progression that you get now won't be lost, right? Your accounts will get merged at the end of the day. So you can still play and unlock new stuff on your PC account. And then once cross progression comes in, you can just carry all that stuff over to your PC account and merge them together. So don't feel discouraged because of that. Don't worry about that. But yeah, someone talked about like the lucky clovers. Apparently on the new map, you can find like 30 lucky clovers. I don't know if like anything happens once people have done that, or if it's just like a fun thing. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if there isn't anything at the end of this Easter egg thing, like this Easter egg hunt with like finding all 30 clovers. How many are they at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we see how many they are at. Oh, okay, so they only have 2 more? Jesus. I wonder if something happens when they found all of them. If the devs put in something cool for them. If there isn't a reward of some sort at the end, I don't really care much for Easter egg hunts. I'm gonna be honest. Especially something as big as this. Like, if it's just a one Easter egg thing, then it's like kind of neat. But if it's like, if they're encouraged to find all 30 or something, it's, yeah. I heard something about progression. Yeah, so I think it's season 4, they're allowing cross progression. So you'll be able to like take, your progression that you have on console or PC and basically merge your accounts as one and be able to freely play on console, PC, and your progression will carry over to the other account. This is a really good thing, right? A lot of people have been wanting this for since the game came out, really. Being able to play on any platform and still have, you know, all of your cool black ices and other skins and operators. I think it's a really, really good thing coming this year. Yeah, I started playing Siege again after stopping when Yana and Oryx dropped, and I love it. Hit level 54 season pass today. Bought season pass 4 days ago. Hey, that's awesome, man, Sneezy. You're not the first one. I've actually had a lot of people come into my stream this season and talk about how they've sort of like come back to the game. And it really feels good as, you know, someone who does this as a job. Especially that, you know, people coming into my stream and saying it, like, I feel like I've really like tried to focus on getting people back in the game, because obviously like a lot of people left the game because they were, you know, discouraged to play it and everything. So it's nice to see how so many people come back and play the game. It's really, really cool. I have a document on Notepad listing some good changes I think would be good for the game. May I share with you? Sure. We'll go through them after we check the AMA here. All right. Let's see if there's any things I haven't seen. Okay, that's the same response we saw before. So far, all operators armor and speed combination only limited to 3 armor 1 speed, 1 armor 3 speed, and 2 armor 2 speed. Will we have a special combination of armor and speed in the future? For example, 3 armor 2 speed or 1 armor 2 speed. I've actually said that they should have been doing this for a while, to be honest. I think that's just another layer of being able to balance characters. Like maybe some characters that are like Gridlock, for example, right? Like I think it's cool that Gridlock is 3 armor, but like if you wanted to make her a 3 armor 2 speed, I wouldn't have been against that, to be honest. And yeah, maybe there's some characters that should just be like really squishy and not super fast, so like tuning them to like 1 armor 2 speed. Yeah, I'd vibe with that. Maybe, oh yeah, Doc is a good idea too. 3 armor 2 speed, maybe. I don't think this is a bad idea. I think that's actually kind of a cool question. Good question. This is something we've experimented with. I mean, if you think about it, Rook basically changes people's armor value. Before the health change, it basically just made people 2 more armor than they were, right? Like old Rook would make a 3 armor, a 5 armor 1 speed, and a 1 armor, a 3 armor 3 speed, basically. That's what old Rook essentially did. So I mean, it sort of has existed, kind of. It's just more complexity for new players. Yeah, I think that's probably why they wouldn't really end up doing it. We've also been toying with a 4-speed operator. Please no. All right, Dominic, listen to me. Please don't. Experiment with a 4 armor if you want. Not 4 speed. Dude, that would just become like Ash on crack. Every weeb and their mother would want to main this character, and if they wouldn't get it, they would scream over voice chat. That is just a horrible idea. 4 speed 0 armor? No, please don't. I don't even want more 3 speed in the game. Please. Oh, with weapon? Oh yeah, give them the Caveira's M12, and I'm okay with 4 speed. There you go. Give them Caveira's SMG and we're good. Oh, did they see? This is people are gonna call them out for like not answering this question, but like you have to look at it like this, right? Like the AMA is about maps and operators, not cheaters, not mouse and keyboard users. Also, like, I know that, like, Ubisoft prepares questions in advance when they respond to these. That's why you see them, like, copy-paste them. But, like, the AMA is not about this. They've said that they're working on something. That's all we know, really. I mean, I get that people are frustrated about it, don't get me wrong, but it's not what the AMA is about. What the hell, Orc War boss? I pog, actually. I'm pogging. I don't like feats. You're a Jackal player. Stop lying. Hello, CG Dev Team. Hope you're all doing great. Thank you for providing us good content and keeping the game updated to this day. Year 7 is looking to be a fantastic year for Rainbow Six Siege with the amount of content we're getting. Yada yada yada. Okay, see, this guy is smart. All right, he's opening up by being a nice guy, so then whatever he asks for, they will feel like, yeah, this guy's a cool dude. All right, we like this guy. We should listen to him. Oh yeah, he's talking about night maps. I think I saw this one before. Basically, they're not gonna retroactively add night maps again. But if they might make future maps night maps, as long as they feel like the lighting is good on the map, which I would say the favela rework is. The favela rework, despite being night, is actually like not bad. It's actually pretty well lit, I think. Pani Mantequilla, thank you for the 3 months resub. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. And Ravepod, thank you for the 12 months resub as well. Holy fuck, already a year together. Where's my flowers at, Bozo? It's coming in the mail soon, TM. Does Ubisoft plan on doing a consular rework? Actually, not even a bad idea. A consular rework would actually be kind of good, I think. This is simultaneously the map we want to rework most. It's actually interesting info. But also the one that we know would take the most work. Yeah, I can see that. I would love for even like some small changes could go far though, I think. Right? There needs to be some better ways to attack top floor for starters. Right? If you're attacking top floor, there needs to be like some kind of balcony thing there instead. To have easier ways to enter site, maybe. How can you fix it? R6 boner pills. Start playing characters that you don't usually play. Right? There are so many good, cool characters that play very different from other characters. Try to master a character that you wouldn't play necessarily. Characters in Siege play so widely different from each other. That's how I always have fun with Siege. Is I never main something, right? Like 1 week I'll play something, the next week I'll play something completely else. It makes the game more fun. Also, Consulate, they need to like move the bomb site in the split site. Move that one down or something. I think that'd be cool. Are there going to be more unique guns? This is all confirmed. I don't know if they didn't confirm if there will be more than one per year, but they have confirmed that there will be more unique guns. Yeah. Like Nazami coming to the game. I know designing those operators is hard, but you've seen what an impact you made with Nazami, right? That's true. If they can't keep up this year with like Azami-esque operators, people will be disappointed. And that's a tough goal, right? Because Azami is like really cool. It's gonna be hard to top that. It's gonna be hard to top Azami ever. So I hope that they can do that, but it's gonna be difficult for them. Maybe a little sneak peek at one of the next 3 operators. Even a hint as a small word. Yeah, right. They're not gonna leak here, my guy. Do you plan on reworking unused, less useful operators like Clash? Well, I don't think... I mean, Clash doesn't need a rework because she's like frustrating, but like... You don't necessarily have to rework an operator because they're not played that well. Or played that much, I should say. Because it's just... Clash is kind of fine being in a spot where like she's not played that much, but like the people who play her... You know, it takes time to master her, which is good. I don't think Clash really needs like a huge on rework like Tachanka. But she definitely needs some kind of change. As someone who plays her a lot. Just to make her like less frustrating to play against. And we already got a response to that question. It's a top priority for us to focus on what we call unicorn operators. Ones who break all the rules and bring brand new ways to play the game like Azami. Alright, that's cool. That's good. I hope that they can do that. I hope that they can bring more unicorn operators. Unicorn operators make the game better. We're 7 years into Siege and want to keep things fresh and to keep the community guessing with the release of each operator. Oh, yeah. I mean, the leaks kind of ruined it a little bit, but fair. Usually the leaks don't get everything though, right? We've seen that so many times where like the leaks are just completely clueless. Like the leakers, they just show it, but like there's so many like interactions and stuff that never come through in leaks. Since we're focusing on one operator per season, this allows us to focus in on making sure operators are still surprising will continue to be a focus moving forward. I like how we just skipped the other question. I actually wanted to hear what he wanted to say there. Oh well. Oh, this is a spicy question. One of the complaints from more old school or traditional players is that the game has lost its more realistic tone and design, especially so in the gadgets. Fair. Oh, you're not gonna like next season, my guy. I think an example would be Thorn's razor blooms, which have this exotic and futuristic... What? Out of all the gadgets, it picks Thorns? Like, look, I know what argument you want to make, but like, if you're gonna pick a like unrealistic gadget, how is Thorn the one that comes to mind first? Like, dude, you want to talk about like Aruni or like maybe even like Osa? But Thorn? Hell, even Nazami would be technically more unrealistic, right? I don't know. I don't think Thorn is like, yes, Thorn looks kind of funky, but like functionally, it's not really unrealistic at all. I don't know. Do you plan on continuing this trend of futuristic and sleek looking gadgets? Yup. Or do you plan on mixing in more grounded looking gadgets as well and more futuristic looking ones? I actually think they will mix it, to be honest. Especially since it's been like a point of criticism for them. I think they're definitely gonna keep doing like a mix. Right? Like they'll throw in one operator that's like somewhat futuristic, and then they'll throw in like a Tachanka or Frost that has like a very mechanical gadget. I think you'll see that for sure. Oh yeah, they literally wrote it here. But yeah, it's been important for us to ground the concepts behind our gadgets in existing real-life technology, which is actually true. Most of the, like, most Siege gadgets have some sort of like grounding in reality, which is really cool when you think about it. Sometimes it's necessary to stretch the bounds of reality, and the real-life take we use as inspiration to fit the gameplay. True. Oh, I love this. Dude, the devs are so big brain here. Alright, Alexander, shoutouts to you. Just look at Thatcher and Pulse. He literally says two, like first day operators here as examples of it being a bit unrealistic. That is actually such a Giga Chad move. A grenade-sized EMP capable of disabling most electronic gadgets and a handheld heartbeat sensor of this strength take tech people are familiar with and stretch the reality to make them fun in the game concept. Alexander seems like a true bro. Oh, Alexander is awesome. I do miss Leroy. Like, Leroy was a really cool game director. I love talking with him and like having chats with him at events and stuff. But Alexander is a really nice dude. And he watches my videos too. I like the guy. With your example of Thorn, this is quite close to how we handle Thatcher. The look of gadgets may touch an operator's lore, but one-to-one translations from real life often don't have the same fun factor. So this is where the ingenuity of our designers comes in. Also, let's be honest. They wanted to make Thorn's gadget as far away from like an actual explosive as they possibly could. Alright? They are not, like, it's already enough that it's explosive. They cannot put in a Irish operator with an improvised explosive device in the game, right? It has to be as far away from an IED as possible. Alright? Let's be real here. They already almost got in hot water for Thorn. Just for the simple fact that it was explosive. Alright? People got mad anyways? Of course they did. But imagine if they actually went full on and gave them an IED. That's what I'm talking. Like, that would be bad. Right? Of course they're gonna have to, like, make it as far away from an IED as possible. Look into the future will strike the balance between real-life take inspiration and near-future innovation. That's good. I think Azami is actually a pretty good example of that. Like, Azami could be possible, but it's also like a little bit of game logic sprinkled in there, and I think that's okay. Yeah, they're talking about the Polish map. Basically, they were initially planning one. Maybe they'll bring one in the future, but yeah, not now. It was actually planned to be a distillery, which is kind of cool, I guess. Although, can we just be real? Isn't that kind of Hereford now? Hereford base? I feel like I get a distillery feel from that. Bot rank? I'll get that. You still think Warden should get smoke impacts? Yes. Polish distillery. I mean, yeah, that's actually kind of funny. Gas can solidify? Yeah, but it all, like, perfectly in a circle? I don't know. It's not too crazy, yeah. They do have wooden barrels in the basement. I definitely feel like Hereford Base ended up inspiring the Polish map. Because Hereford Base came out in Grim Sky, so that's 1 year later than when the Polish season would have come out. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like New Hereford Base is actually kind of a little bit distillery-ish. Because it needed more polish. Get out. Get out. Next season we're getting a deathmatch map. What kind of challenges does that present to the level design team, and is this the start of a more reinforced casual side to Siege as a title, given we had arcade events coming back permanently later in the year? I mean, you know what I think is kind of funny? You know what I think is kind of funny? You look at World of Warcraft, right? World of Warcraft has the exact same issues that Siege does right now. Right? With like how like casual people or like regular people are finding the game less fun. And both games right now have turned into this sort of like, I wouldn't say damage control mode, but basically like, yo, we're actually fucking listening to you for once, which is good. And like, they're really like focusing on like, you look at like Siege. In Siege, they're focusing on the casual experience more now. In World of Warcraft Dragonflight, they're talking about how they're focusing more on the casual experience. We're finally starting to go back to how, you know, games were a bit, you know, a few years ago, where like, they don't just like completely ignore the casual side. Because, surprise, surprise, ignoring the 99% of your community in order to focus on like some people that complain on Twitter kind of makes the game less fun. And a lot of people start leaving then. Why is it bad that an Irish operator would have an explosive gadget? I don't get it. Oh, Pepe laugh. He's unaware. I mean, just Google the IRA and read. You'll figure it out. Yeah. When we have a community that's as large and diverse as the Siege community, we absolutely want to reinforce our casual playlist just as much as we will reinforce the competitive side. So this is something that's always important to us to consider. Good. Thank you, Alexander. And John. We appreciate that. What I think of more lore-based maps, the Singapore map is going to be story or lore-based in the Siege. Swear. Guys, can I make a prediction? Can I make a prediction? Someone can clip this and we can like look back at it in like what? Season 4? I'm making a prediction, right? So Siege is gonna have this like Civil War lore thing going on, right? With like Nighthaven versus Rainbow, right? And how Kali is like a bad person. And in the end, Rainbow is like gonna take down Nighthaven or whatever. Something's gonna happen, right? We all know that. I think it's gonna culminate in like basically, I mean, Rainbow laying siege to the Nighthaven base or whatever. The Singapore map is gonna be a Nighthaven base. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. It's the Singapore map is gonna be their base of operations. I'm calling it. We'll see if I'm right. But it's gonna be like a Nighthaven base for sure. For sure. You're tired of Nighthaven lore? Oh yeah, me too. I really don't like the storyline that they've gone for with Siege, but it is what it is. I believe we got a little preview of the Singapore map. It was on Harry's board. Does anyone have do you have a link to that, Jorno? I'll permit you if you can send a link to that. Map on an oil rig would be cool. Could happen. Sea station from main menu. I mean, that's what I would assume the Nighthaven map is. Like, it's gonna be on like some oil rig in like Singapore or something. It's gonna be a Nighthaven base, I'm calling it. What's the thought process behind Nazami and where did the idea... They spoke about this when they revealed her. Wait, they just ignored the Azami question. Bro, please. Oh yeah, dude, this would be nice. But they didn't respond. Kind of like a mother base in Metal Gear Solid 5. Something like that. Yeah. I think that Singapore map is going to be a Nighthaven base of operations of some sort. either a bunker or an oil rig or something. And that entire season is gonna essentially be lore-wise about Rainbow infiltrating Nighthaven in some way or shape or form. And then it's gonna obviously culminate in the stadium event or whatever, where they're gonna be competing against each other. And maybe they're all one happy big family at the end. Who knows? Because obviously they can't kill off Kali, right? Actually, maybe that's how they should rework Kali and you give her a good sniper again. Just kill her off. Put in a new one with a good sniper. While there is an addition of universal 1x scope all guns is very much welcome, is there any chance we'll be able to customize your scope? I think someone said this. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, we're looking at like giving all the operators that could have 2x's also be able to have 1.5, which is good. Yeah. Rainbow gets a real lure. Yeah. Also the map. Alright. That's a wrap, folks. Any plans to bring more lore? Yeah, here they're talking about the Singapore map will be story-based, and we're also looking at events helping to tell the story of Siege in the future. Yeah, so here... Okay, guys, I'm gonna call even further, right? And you're gonna see how big my brain is. The Singapore map will be Nighthaven base. Something like that. And they will also have an event where it's Rainbow operators versus Nighthaven operators. Right? So on one side, there's like Kali, Wamai, Osa... I guess, I mean, you could also say like Fuse, IQ, all that, right? And on the other side, you have operators that are still in Rainbow. So then it's like 5v5 Rainbow versus Nighthaven. That's what the event's gonna be. Something like that. Nighthaven side is f***ed. I mean, hey, it'll be kind of bananas. That would be terrible. That's just Overwatch. Well, yeah. But events are supposed to be kind of like glorified terribleness, which I'm okay with. Oh, okay. I've said this multiple times. I hate like the operator code names nowadays. Back in the day, they kept it like simple and it was like Castle, Smoke, Kapkan, which is trap in Russian, right? And stuff like that. Like I felt like it still had like a meaningful thing with like what their actual function in the game was. And nowadays it's like either their real name or like something lore based or something like that. I hate that, man. I wish they actually kept like a red thread going out throughout with the names. What the f is an Osa? Apparently Osa is like Wasp in Croatian or something like that, which doesn't make any sense with like what her gadget is, or I mean, I assume it's something to do with her lore, but that's besides it. Like, yeah, how does a Wasp make sense for a clip? You know where that would make sense? If it was like almost like a lesion-based gadget where it's like a prick, like you sting them or something, and then like it tags them and like marks them. Like a Jackal mixed with Twitch. And when you zap them with the drone, they get tracked. Like, then it would make sense, right? Like, that's where like Wasp makes sense to me. Isn't Kali a goddess of war? That's still dumb to me. Hey, that makes no sense to me. I mean, I know Kali in like in like Hindu lore, Hindu mythology and stuff, but it doesn't make any sense for her name at all. I don't think. It's a mix of making sure they work in a gameplay sense as easy callouts. That's actually a good point. That there are clear ties to their lore. And at the end of the day, that they sound cool. Well, that's kind of a miss, to be honest, on quite a few, I would have to say. We work closely with our consultants to make sure they're reflective of and respectful to the ops culture and background as well. That's fair. For Nazami in particular, her name came from the word for Japanese thistle, which represents vengeance. But like, how does that make sense for their gadget, though? I mean, this is like heavy lore based, because like Azami's, I don't know if it was her father or someone she worked for got killed, right? And therefore she's like represents vengeance. So like lore wise it makes sense, but like, I don't know. I wish it made sense with the gadget too. I really do. I really do. Thunderbird, nice and easy call out. Well, I think Thunderbird is Thunderbird because they had to like really respect like the Native American culture that they worked with there. They just kind of ended up being there. But yeah, I agree with you. Thunderbird is not the best call out. You didn't watch the Battle Pass video, did you? I don't think so. Oh no, yeah, I did. I know that. Like, I know why they went for vengeance. Thunderbird is 10 HP. Dude, by the time you can say that call out, by the time you say Thunderbird is 10 HP, she's already healed up to full health. Oh, hiccup. You just call her TB? Yeah. Thunderbird. Why the shift towards not releasing new weapons and instead reusing weapons? Even if it was just a reskin with the same stats for balancing, it would be cooler IMO. We have a massive roster of weapons, and well, there's... It is kind of funny, because like, you compare Siege to other games, and not many games come close to the same amount of guns that Siege has. It's actually kind of insane. So it also has to do with like just the game being like already huge. I know that. Although the funny thing is, some people wish that they could just swap around any weapons, and then everyone would just run like MP5 with ACOG or something like that. But whatever. Well, there's always a chance of introducing new ones in the future. We also want to ensure we use the over 100 guns already in the game. I mean, that's the thing, right? You know, you could say that like, oh, you know, Doc has, you know, 3 weapons to choose from. But realistically, only one of them literally ever gets run. So if they put a new operator in the game who runs the P90, it's essentially a new weapon. Right? Like, can we just make that clear? Right? P90 is a new weapon. Or even the shotgun, right? Because, right? Everyone, it's like everyone except Macy J plays the MP5. The P90 is slept on? Yeah, but I'm still not wrong. Everyone plays the MP5, and it's kind of sad. So when they reuse these, you know, they can actually like highlight a weapon that's been heavily underutilized, and I think that is good to do. The GI and shotgun meta is getting more popular. Yeah, it is. It's actually not bad. It hits really hard, man. It hits really hard. Like, I've one-shot people across like 10 meters in the chest with that gun. It f***s. Already in the game to build interesting loadouts that expand on weapons that are fan favorites or that haven't had the chance to shine. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Also, the 417 is great. This gun is arguably better than the F2 on Twitch. I don't know if I think Lion's AR is fucking insane though. I think it's probably one of the best guns in the game. I don't know if I would run a 417 on Lion too much. It's still good though, but yeah. Now you say that, I'm gonna use the P90. I respect that. I respect it. How would I balance out Doc and Thunderbird? Well, Thunderbird's gadget should have just been Doc's rework, I think. Yeah, there you go. I think Thunderbird is fine. The only thing I don't like with her is that she's a 3-speed with a good gun and impacts and C4. Besides that, I'm okay with Thunderbird. I don't think she's unnecessarily unbalanced. I just think it's boring to have a like pure fragger character with a set and forget gadget. Any chance we're getting a small event maps like gravel top map for deathmatch mode? Huh? Am I clueless? What does that mean? I mean, the new event is TDM style. Rengoku's TDM. Essentially. I mean, yes, it's domination, but it still uses the TDM mechanics. The cowboy event. Oh! So showdown TDM? I'm gonna be honest, that would still be fucking boring, man. Showdown is boring to me. Like, Showdown gets boring after, like, one game. To be honest. It has, like, no gadgets or anything that, like, makes the gameplay fresh. I think even if you just add respawn to it, it's just kind of boring. Like, yeah, it's kind of funny to just go around and bust G people, but at the end of the day, that does get old really quickly, and you could literally just host a custom team deathmatch mode and play boss G only there. I don't think you need to add like the showdown event for that. Gravel top gang. They should do a boss G versus Kali Sniper in an arcade mode and call it Sniper Shootout. We did that. We did that when TDM came in onto the like custom game test server. It was actually really fun. But again, like, I wouldn't do more than one game, because after one game, it gets boring. Yeah, they basically confirmed that they're looking into making 1.5 scopes for people that have 1x and 2x, so you have the in-between as well. That's good, I think. Also, there are definitely a few operators where I feel like you could definitely get away with giving them a better scope. Like Capitao, for example. Like Capitao, I think, should have a 2x. But I really like that they did this, by the way. They basically confirmed that, like, they are utilizing optics to sort of designate at what range they want a character to be viable at. Like, some characters, they don't want to be viable, you know, beyond close range. And some characters, they want to be encouraged to play around long range. Right? Like, they want Ashe to be a close range operator. They want Jagger to be a close range operator. And I think that's good that they're finally, like, really saying that, like, you know, the optics are a source of intending, you know, the design with the character, right? Like, the character is a close-up, in-your-face operator. And that's how they're supposed to be and supposed to be played. And that's not wrong. I think it's nice that they're sort of, like, shutting down those people that saying, like, that optics should not be a source of balance. Of course it's going to be. I think it's good that they actually went out and said that. Oh, man.
This one's a runner.
Oh, man. Give Doc 2x? No. Scarfed Azulf, thank you for the 13 months. More than a year. Pog, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. And Sneezy, thank you for gifting a sub. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. How arduous is the process of finding and fixing exploits, unfair angles, and other cheesy things when creating a new map? Omega lul. Dude. Me and I don't know if you guys saw Coconut's new video with me and him basically, like, breaking down the new map. I can show that after this if you guys want to see it. But it's really fun. I literally used a coconut. I like that. How often do you take the advice of pros and top ranked players when designing a new competitive map? This is actually kind of funny. People think that they don't, but, like, they regularly have, like, pro workshops. It's just that there's always pros that like stuff and pros that don't. And usually the ones that don't are the ones that are vocal about it. But really, a lot of pros are happy with the game nowadays. Funnily enough. We have at least 2 workshops with pros as part of each map's development cycle. One early and one before locking. So they are absolutely consulted as a part of the process. They'll also extensive reworks. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Roadmaps, they're following that. Use Aruni to break down maps at time because unlimited punches. But that would take so long time, man. You should use Buck. Buck is insane. You can just reload the ammo. Hi, how did you collaborate with the game balance team when introducing Nazami and her ice walls to make sure it doesn't get too OP, since her ability to modify the entire flow of a room is kind of a wild card? It is a wild card, but she's also not good on her own. You have to have a Jagger or Wamai that does it for you. Protects your stuff. So whenever you get an Nazami, if you don't have a Jagger or Wamai, she's kind of not that good. She's not that good on her own. But she's good. She's fun. I fucking love Nazami. Such a good operator. No, Cyro. I want the Kali to, like, if you give Kali something else, you're not fixing the issue with the sniper, and then the sniper just becomes a dead weapon. And we need less dead weapons in Siege, right? Like, we need every weapon to be good and usable. So no, I don't think that they should make her sniper a secondary or give her an AR option. They should just fix the sniper. They should unnerf it. I don't know why they nerfed it in the first place. Right? Let the sniper be strong. Yep. That's a wrap, folks.